Recorded Books presents a Lone Star audio production. Mr. Shivers by Robert Jackson Bennett. This unabridged recording is narrated by T. Ryder Smith. This book is copyrighted 2010 by Robert Jackson Bennett. This recording is copyrighted 2010 by Recorded Books, producer and publisher of Lone Star Audio, celebrating the work of great writers from Texas. And now, Mr. Shivers.
Chapter 1. By the time the number 19 crossed the Missouri state line, the sun had crawled low in the sky and afternoon was fading into evening. The train had built up a wild head of steam over the last few miles. As Tennessee fell behind, it began picking up speed, the wheels chanting and chuckling, the fields blurring into jaundice yellow streaks by the track. A fresh gout of black smoke unfurled from the train's crown and folded back to clutch the cars like a great black cloak. Connelly shut his eyes as the wave of smoke flew toward him and held on tighter to the side of the cattle car. He wasn't sure how long he had been hanging there, maybe a half hour, maybe more. The crook of his arm was curled around one splintered slat of wood, and he had wedged his boots into the cracks below. Every joint in his body ached. He squinted through the tumble of train smoke at the other three men. They hung on, faces impassive. One of them called to the oldest, asking if it was soon. He grinned and shook his head and laughed. 10 miles on, Connelly felt the train begin to slow and the countryside started to take shape around him. The fields all seemed the same, nothing but cracked red earth and crooked fencing. Sometimes there were men working in the fields, overalled and with faces as beaten as the land. They watched the train's furious procession with a country boy's awe. Some laughed and called to them. Most did not, and watched their coming and going with almost no acknowledgment at all. The old man before him hitched himself low on the train, eyes watching the wheels as one would a predator. He held up 3 fingers, waved, then 2, then 1, and he dropped from the side of the train. Connelly followed suit, and as he rolled, he saw the churning wheels no more than 3 feet from him, hissing and cackling. He slid away until he came to rest in a ditch with the others. They stood and beat the dust and grit and soot from their faces. Then they crouched low in the weeds and waited until the train's passage was marked only by a ribbon of black smoke and a roar hovering in the sky. "Think they comin' back?" whispered one of the young ones. "Comin' back to look for us?" "Boy, what are you, an idiot?" said the old man. "No train man's gonna double back looking for trouble. If we're off, then we're off. Done." "Done?" "Yeah, count your limbs and teeth and start using your feet. Maybe your head, too, if you feel like it." He scratched his gray hair and grinned, flashing a crooked mouthful of yellow teeth. They shouldered their packs and began heading west, following the tracks. "Should have held on longer," said one of the men. "Oh," said the gray hair. "If you did that, then I guarantee you wouldn't be looking so hale and hearty right now. Don't want to get caught by the freight boss. He'd whale you raw." "Not with him, I'd reckon," the man said, nodding toward Connelly, who was a head taller than the others. "What's your name?" "Connelly," he said. "You got any tobacco?" Connelly shook his head. "You sure?" "Yeah." "Huh," he said and spat. "Still think we should have held on longer." They took up upon an old country road. As they walked, they kicked up a cloud of dust that rose to their faces, turning their soot-gray clothes to raw red. The land on either side was patched like a stray's coat, the hills dotted with corn lying flat, as though it had been laid low by some blast. Roots lay half-submerged in the loose soil, fine curling tendrils grasping at nothing. In some places growth still clung to the earth, and men grouped around these spots to pump life into their crop. As Connelly passed, they looked up with frightened, brittle eyes, and he knew it would not last.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?